Well, as 2023 draws to a close, many people are starting to set their resolutions for the new year. But Aussies are being urged to rethink their resolutions as many are about to set unattainable goals that they'll struggle to maintain in 2024. Joining me live to discuss this is psychologist, nutritionist and health expert Leanne Hall. Leanne, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Well, it's that time of year again. Many people will be setting their self-improvement resolutions, such as goals for health and well-being. But how many are really actually going to stick to it?
Oh, look, it's a great question, but we've actually got some new research through MyFitnessPal, which actually shows that over half find it really, really difficult to stick to these new habits, and only around 11% manage to stick to it for the whole year. So not many of us are sticking to them.
So in that case, should we be ditching the New Year's resolutions?
Look, I don't think it's a case of ditching them. I think it's really, really good to approach the new year with some really, really good health objectives and goals. I think it's how we think about it and frame it. So rather than setting big goals and big resolutions, it's better to stick to small steps and small habits that build up, and that will get you to that long-term resolution that you have in mind.
And for those people who are looking to focus on some new habits in 2024, what advice can you give to help people establish these habits and continue them throughout the year?
Well, I think it's starting small. I think that's the key. I think if we start with small habits and we build on that, then we're far more likely to succeed. I think it's also good to look at your current lifestyle and what you're currently doing, particularly if your objectives are around weight loss or healthy eating. Sometimes that insight into what we're currently doing is a really good starting point to help us move forward to create those small habits. And the really important thing is to keep track of your progress and keep track of what you're doing. Without any accountability, it's much, much easier to kind of slip off the bandwagon and fall back into old habits and old ways.
And what is the best way that people can keep track of those habits?
Well, I know there are a lot of apps out there like MyFitnessPal, and I know at the moment they've got a free 7-day trial. So that will help people get into that kind of mode of setting those small habits. I think anything like that, which actually helps you kind of kickstart the new year. But I think having realistic, small, attainable goals that are sustainable. There's no point starting the year with a goal that's something that you can't sustain. It has to be sustainable. So in saying that, it has to fit with your lifestyle. So I would absolutely be urging any Aussies that are out there trying to make those new habits stick is to find some way of being accountable and track what you're doing. And reward progress is very important too.
Yeah, that's some good advice. Now, for those that are wanting to put their health first in the new year, what are some of the things that people should be prioritising in order to do this?
Well, I think the magic trio are things like nutrition, movement, exercise. It doesn't have to be vigorous, but just moving. Sleep is really important as well. I think without good sleep and recovery, all the amount of exercise and nutrition won't help us. And good healthy relationships, connecting with others, I think is wonderful. Also, a good way to maintain those healthy habits is to recruit a friend or a loved one to do it with you. It's the best way to stay accountable to yourself and to each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And often this time of year, many people may go looking for a bit of a quick fix, particularly after the holiday Christmas period, and they may get caught up in fad diets. What's the best way to avoid doing this?
Oh, look, just don't do it. Honestly, I think they're all out there now, and I get it. I've done it myself. I think it's very, very easy to start the new year. We've all overindulged over the Christmas New Year season. The problem with these fad diets and these fad programs are they just are not sustainable. The vast majority of people that lose weight and succeed off these fad diets end up just back where they started, and sometimes they even gain weight. So it has to be something that fits in with your lifestyle and that is sustainable. And like I said, I think urging away from those big grand goals of huge things that are a bit unattainable to just start by creating those small healthy habits. Success is the best way to motivate. So if you're setting small habits and succeeding in that will motivate you to keep going.
Leanne, have you got any resolutions that you'll be setting heading into the new year?
Look, I don't do resolutions, but I've got some little habits that I want to kickstart and get back into, things that I've fallen off the bandwagon. I've decided this is the year to actually start back on those things. I've had a few big accomplishments this year, so I'm ending the year on a bit of a high. So next year, I've got some new little goals and habits that I want to tick off.
Wonderful. Leanne Hall, thank you so much for your time this afternoon and have a wonderful new year.